Here we are. We are back. Yeah, sorry for a little technical issue there, guys. We do apologize. We're Sports Take, Jacob Sports YouTube Network. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Rob Ellis. Without further ado, we appreciate his patience. The man himself, Pave That Lane, the one and only Lane Johnson. Lane, first off, man, thanks for taking some time, and congratulations. I know there's one more to go. It's not a done deal, but congratulations on getting to the big game, man.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry about last week. Time, it took us up after the game, so we were on the field for a while. I didn't get back to the locker room until late, but making it up now. It's good to see y'all.
Yeah, you too, Lane. You too.
Hey man, I love you like a stepbrother, but I got to say this, and I've said it time and time again. This dude ain't playing with a full deck, man. There ain't no way on the planet somebody's supposed to be playing the game of football with a ripped groin. How in the world are you doing this?
Man, one play at a time, really. I got a lot more confidence whenever I heard that, Cam Jordan with the Saints played with it. So I knew it could be done. It just, that helped. And then really just the training staff and just staying on the rehab. So that's really, really it. Just been focusing on that.
Lane, I noticed in the Giants game, you kind of a little bit early, you kind of it looked like you were feeling it. What happened there? And it seems that you're not going wood. Everything's been great. You haven't allowed a pressure, a hit, a sack since, and you haven't all year, by the way. But did anything happen there? And how were you able to overcome that?
Trying to think. Yeah, I mean, really, I think that was the first bull rush that I really had. The first snap against Thibodeau. So, I did movement in practice. I did run blocking. I did pass blocking, but nobody really, tried to run down the middle of me. And so after that initial hit, I was like, I was going to see how it responded. But after that, I felt like it eased up on me. And I felt like I was better in the 49ers game as far as not worrying about it as much as I did the first game. So, that's really it. Just a crazy 2 weeks.
Woo. Bro, I tell people, because I did the same thing. I did 2 years in a row, but I didn't go to the extent of ripping as much as you did. And, I was also a backup, so I didn't play on Sundays for the most part. I go in on PAT, maybe a goal line tight end every once in a while. So I didn't really get, substantial time. You played every single play. And doing
that. It feels weird. It's a weird feeling.
Yeah, exactly. But the way this offense runs is with you and Jordan being on an island, you know what I'm saying? Every single pass play. And can you kind of give them the magnitude? I try to tell them, what it is to play in an offense like this where you two are by yourselves all the time. So you could do, protection with the guys on the inside. But every single pass play, you guys don't get chips. You don't get help. I needed a chip and the help, man. But, kind of explain to them, how hard that is every single play, knowing the NFL also knows that you guys are manned up by yourself.
Yeah. Just knowing that, everything for us, excuse me, sorry. Everything with us is about set lines and obviously getting off the snap. Like any great tackle, any great guard, really any great defender usually starts with the first, who's getting the jump on the snap of the ball. But it's all about setting lines and not getting too much distance, from your guard where they can beat you with games. So it's a game within a game. But a lot of it, man, it goes down to communication, identifying the fronts and making the calls. You know how it is. Once the bullets get flying, it's all about hearing what the center is doing and communicating down the line.
Lane, how about for you? Because you lived through the Super Bowl experience. How big is that with these 2 weeks? We got 11 days until game time, right? Knowing how to go about it, how to go about your business, what's the onslaught once you arrive in the city and all that. How big is it for you that you've been through it before?
What I realized is that, they kept us pretty busy. So, having the meetings and having that and really ignoring the distractions. I think a lot of people's families don't come until Friday. So it's really about, getting your work in. But you'll have plenty of time to enjoy it along the way. But just remembering that it's a business trip,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Lane, which was more fun in terms of the journey? 17 or this year? 17, you guys lose a lot of key players along the way.
Yeah.
This year, you had to integrate a lot of new players along the way. Which journey has been more fun?
Yeah, every every team's different. Every season's different. There's nothing like the first time. But I felt like now going in at 5 years later, I just remember like I didn't take any pictures. I didn't, I need to do a better job of documenting and enjoying my time with my guys, because that's really what it's all about. Is that, and you realize that the years fly by. So just trying to get some memories with the guys.
Well, let me ask you this, man. How is it playing with a guy like Jalen, man? Because I've never seen a quarterback as I never played with a quarterback as calm, cool, and collected as him. Even I played with Big Ben, and Big Ben was, he was a hoot playing with him, bro. He knew he was good. Jalen kind of said, you look at Jalen, a few times we've crossed paths and I've talked to Jalen, man. It seemed like, man, he has all together, kind of wise beyond his years.
Yeah, I just think it comes from, the wisdom. I think, his dad was a coach. He was around football since he was little, all his life. So I just think he's had a lot of poise, probably because he's been the quarterback his whole life. So he learned well. But, man, a lot about this game is body language, for us. I mean, for really anybody. And I feel like he carries a confidence with him. And he says a whole lot without having to say a whole lot,
Yeah.
So, and while you're in it, you just appreciate how guys work. I mean, the season's a marathon, so you see guys' habits, you see how how they attack the process, because it gets around week 10 and week 11. A lot of people check in or check out, and can you maintain the routine? So that's really goes with him. That goes with a lot of the guys on the team. A lot of the vets, they've had a routine, and now they're showing it to the young guys. And I just feel like we have a good system.
I know you guys have the Oklahoma kinship, but how quick was it that you knew not only could this guy play, but he was a leader? Because let's face it, at first he was backing up Carson. How quick did you know that this guy's a little bit different and maybe build a little special?
Really pretty early on, you get a chance to interact with guys to see how they go about themselves on the football field. And just like I said, how he is now is how he was then. I don't know what you call it, being stoic. Nothing really good or bad. He doesn't really ride an energy wave. And, I think what people appreciate about him is how he works, how physically gifted he is. He's strong. He can make plays with his legs like a running back, and, just a special player. But what I like about it is that he's, been the same person through it all. And, the way he works and the way he presents himself speaks volumes.
Hey, Lane, when I look at the makeup of this team, you have the new, the old, and the young. And the mixture, a lot of times that kind of chemistry doesn't work to the success that you guys have had, not just getting to the Super Bowl, but the stats that you've compiled along the way to get there. Can you give us some insight on how Nick Sirianni handles you guys in terms of when to push you, when to back off, when to give you rest? And we've talked about how he can be one of the boys, but he can also be that authoritative figure when he has to be. That's a rare trait for a coach. Not many coaches can combine all of those different personalities and get what he has gotten out of a 53-man roster.
Yeah, I just think he demands accountability. I think as far as coaching style, he's a great communicator. So as far as the game plan, making adjustments throughout the week, asking Kels or different guys on the team, what are they seeing? So really all that buys into the game plan. And I feel like that's been beneficial. But just, I think initially, how he handled adversity, because adversity hit quick when Coach Nick, first started. Yeah. And so you just resilient through it all. But like I said, man, there's a lot that can't take place for competitive, being a competitor and living that lifestyle, because that's really what he talks about a lot. And really everything we do in the building and practice is based on.
You guys are the number one offensive line in the NFL, bar none. I've been screaming it for the past year and a half, and it all starts with the guys up front. And going into this game, you got some pretty good guys. You got Bolton, the linebacker. You got Jones, but man, you guys went out there and whooped Bosa's ass. You guys picked up that little wide technique 3 when they used to jump outside and you guys double team. All the little idiosyncrasies was in the game, man. Because you guys up front, this team is where it is. You know, how big of a feeling that knowing you guys are the number 1 unit and can kick everybody's tail whenever you want to running the ball? Because to me, that's the most dominating thing you can do to an offense, to run the ball and nobody can stop it, man. I mean, what type of feeling is that knowing when you walk on the field, you guys are kind of handling things?
Well, man, it feels good. Like a lot of, the game has turned into a passing league, but I feel like the last couple of years, when you go to our practices, now all we do is hit bags. We've been hitting bags for a long time and running different angles. And so it gets real fun whenever you get a chance to do it like numerous times in the game and really kind of do what you've been doing for a long time. So yeah, man, we got some big dudes up front. Like I'm a big dude. You have Landon and you have Jordan. Like that whole left side is like mutants. And then Isaac and I on our side. I just feel like we work well together. And then our coaches, Coach Roy and Coach Stout. They just man, they're it's game time every day as far as in the meetings and on the field. So I feel like he tries to create like mass chaos in the meeting and make it simulate like a game, so that's really been what his style for a long time.
Lane, how about for you personally? You've been doing this for a decade now, man. And aside from the injury that you're dealing with right now, what's that feeling like? You're at a point where I think from a mental standpoint, you understand everything that's going on physically. I know how hard you work in the off season. What's it like for you to be at this point where you're pretty on top of your game right now as far as your career goes?
Well, there's a lot that goes in it. I just, as you get older, your body speaks to you. So, thing is just working smart, working hard, and really try to make my team better, be a good teammate. And I think, like I said, I always keep talking about the sense of urgency thing. Is like, I'm looking at the outlook. I may have, I could play 2 more years. I could play 3 or 4 or 5, whatever. Either way, that's not a long time. So I'm just trying to soak it in, enjoy my guys as much as I can. That's really what I'm feeling.
When you're deemed the best right tackle in the game and having given up.
No. The best tackle.
Take right out of there, Gunner.
Correction. The best tackle in the game and having given up a sack in 2 years, which is still phenomenal. How do you battle and overcome complacency? Because you do it so well. Everybody wants to be that guy that says, I got past Lane Johnson. How do you overcome and win that battle with not getting complacent with what you do?
Yeah, as mundane as it sounds, it really goes down to routine. At times in the season, man, you feel like a robot.
Yeah.
But I also like that feeling because my body, I feel like it's programmed to do something. But a lot of it, man, is mentally. You want to go into every competition with the mentality that you're outgunned. You're going to a fight and somebody has more ammunition than you. So I feel like that fear can get the best out of you as far as, making you be at your best. But that's really how I feel. Like, yeah, what you said, you can become really complacent and you can do that and you can get beat by really anybody. And it goes that quick.
Yeah.
It goes, the snap count's quick. So if you're not focused, if you're not disciplined, it all comes back in the end to find you.
Bro, I have defended you guys countless times you especially. You and Kelsey have this knack for, exactly when he's going to snap it, and you get off exactly when he's snapping the ball. It's simultaneous, and I know coaches around the league are looking and say he's got to be jumping off sides, but I looked at it, slowed it down. You're getting off exactly when he moves the ball. You're getting out, man. How have you perfected? Like, I know JP used to do it, but you have perfected it, bro.
And you know who JP watched? JP watched Walter Jones. You know who Walter Jones watched?
Yes, sir.
Probably Munoz.
Yep.
I don't know. Like, I'm competing with a sprinter the first 10 yards.
Right.
My rhythm with the center, the snap count, like I said, it's the most important thing in football for, I feel like, a lineman in general. It's just is that. But yeah, man, I've done it for a long time. But just who you were talking about, like most tackles, Trent, all those guys, great off the snap count. I mean, you got to be at the tackle, or you're not gonna be here long.
Lane, I know you stay busy and you're focused, and you've been through this before, but is there ever a moment, maybe when the anthem's playing or right before, that you kind of pinch yourself, like, the last time around in Minnesota when you guys are taking on the Patriots, that, damn, man, I'm playing in the Super Bowl here, like this is the pinnacle? Or do you not let that even come into the mind waves?
Yeah, man, you accept it, but I mean, like either way with anything, I try not to get too over emotional about it, because at times that can distract you. But yeah, man, no, like I said, I'm thankful. I know what moment I'm in, but also I know it's another work week. And as long as my family gets to enjoy it and fan base, I mean, that's what the game is really all about. We have plenty of time to enjoy it, after we play.
Mm-hmm. I've talked to so many players who hate the week leading up to the Super Bowl game itself, because of all the outside distractions, the media commitments, and all the circus that goes with it. Yeah. How do you feel about that? Do you like that extra exposure, extra distractions? Do you wish you could just seclude yourself from everything until game day on Sunday?
Hey, at the end of the day, the fans pay the bills, so it's like, you're a part of the promotion. You're the guys on the field, so it's like, hey, man, you wanted it all, so hey, everything's coming. So, yeah, man, just take it as it comes. It's a special week. I mean, everybody has to go through it, but at the same time, you get to, communicate your story, the team's story, and I mean, what else do you want?
How good was it? Starting out this in the spring and working against Hassan Reddick. Because just like I know that iron sharpens iron, but he found like 10 new pass rush moves from when he came here. And I guess going against the best, he's learning from the best. And now he's killing people because he's going against you every day.
Yeah, I mean, Hassan had success before he ever got here. Like, what is he, the first person to have double-digit sacks in 3 different teams? So I think he's just a guy who's evolving. Who maybe they put him out of position early in his career. I think they had him an inside backer.
In a 3-4,
Yeah, kind of like what they did to BG was going.
BG with Chip,
exactly.
Yep.
So kind of the same scenario, but yeah, I mean, he's the guy that's so physically gifted and quick. But yeah, man, he's when I go against him, I can tell you, hey, man, this is a dangerous look. This is hard to me to recover from. This is not so. I guess kind of how it is across the board. Like that's how Fletch is with Isaac. That's how Jordan and Linval are with Kels. And so on and so forth down the line. So it's like everybody has learned something, along the way.
Lane, you've been with Kelsey for so long, man. I mean, we see it every game where he's out in front just killing people, and I'm sure you see it all the time. But what's it like to play with that guy, man? And I know how tight you two are.
Yeah, I've been sitting next to him for 10 years. He's so competitive. He puts so much into the game. Like, as good as he is off the field, doing the media stuff. I feel like this is a big year for him. Is everything's breaking out. You can't take place for how competitive the guy is. He gets the most worked up I've ever seen, like a player, over little stuff. But no, in a serious note, like if something's wrong in the walkthrough or something in the game plan, he takes it so personal. And I'm like, I have nothing but respect for that. If you have a guy that's that competitive, that's why he is.
Yeah.
Obviously, I feel like he's the most gifted center ever, and like run blocking in the screen game.
Yes.
No, I feel like nobody's ever had that quickness. Nobody can do athletically what he's done. But I remember him going through adversity. Was it 2000? I don't know if it was 15 or 16 season, and I feel like that right there made him into what he is today.
He's held together by duct tape and bubble gum, man.
Yeah.
He was like after he had like his surgery early. I remember he used to get. I used to watch. He would get that roll of white tape and just go around his stomach.
Hey.
He to do it a lot.
Hey, Lane, I know Kelsey's your boy. Do you think this is his swan song? I mean, he's been talking about calling it a career for 3 years in a row now. Do you think, win or lose, this is it for him?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, a part of me says he wants to enjoy, what he's worked his whole life for.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he could play at the level he's playing at. He could play. He could play for forever if he wanted to. But I don't know. That's a difficult question. He keeps saying he is. I don't know. We'll see.
I think he's a lock Hall of Famer. I personally think, I'm not blowing smoke, I think you're a Hall of Famer too. Do you ever think about that for yourself personally?
Yeah, I mean, as the years stack up, like I said, I always talk about that sense of urgency. I want to, when I look back at the end of the game, I want to say, did I make the best version of myself possible? So I feel like, I said this last year, like my prime is now through the next few years. So I want to milk it, run it till it's dry and then go out. So that's my goal. But yeah, I mean, I would not want that, to be out of the picture.
I know you got a lot of football left to play, but just think about it for a moment. As you sit here right now, have you gotten everything you've wanted to get out of this game? Money, rings, tenure, longevity. Have you gotten everything you've wanted out of this game?
Yeah, out of the game. Now my goal is to give back. Is to help people that help me along the way. So I'm in the process of doing that with Kilgore. I like to do something for my high school, and then I'm going to live, stuff around there. So that's really what's in my mind. Post football. I mean, I would like to be to work with guys and go that route. I don't know about coaching. Like you said, man, coaching the hours are a lot more than the athletes. So
insane.
But yeah, I mean, the love for the game is always going to be there. So, I feel like I'll have plenty of options.
Lane, listen, man, we really appreciate hopping on and
appreciate you, bro.
Can't wait for a week from Sunday. We're looking forward to it, and congrats so far on the journey, man. Keep crushing it.
Yep. Thank y'all. Yeah. See y'all.
Appreciate you, bro.
All right, Lane.
Man. Take care, bro.
Lane. All right, all the best, man. What a great dude, man. What a great guy. Dominant. I wasn't just, you guys know, I'm not blowing smoke. That guy's a Hall of Famer in my estimation.
The dude you just talked to right now is exactly the same 24/7.
Right.
Good old country boy, just loves playing football, and just gracious to everybody he talks to. He's like I don't want to say serious version of Brandon Graham, but he's like a Brandon Graham, is that he talks to everybody, and his sense of humor is a little bit drier than Brandon's. But I mean, for a dude that is on the pinnacle of what he is, the best tackle in the game, possibly 2 Super Bowl rings, recognized as a guy who hasn't given up a sack in 2. Barrett, football players are like these gladiators. Some of them get on this high horse and think they are holier than thou, and you can tell by the way they talk to you and by the way they treat people. That's not Lane Johnson, man. He's the same dude now as he was when he came into the league as a rookie.
Bro, he's approachable.
Yes.
What you see is what you get with Lane.
Yes.
Lane's not going to be one of those guys going to try to big time you. If he doesn't like you, he doesn't like you. If he likes you, he loves you. That's just the way Lane is. He's just one of those guys that you can sit down, have a beer with one day, go in his barn and weight lift with him the next day, and probably go fishing with him, the day after that.
Yeah.
He's not going to front. Just like anybody, you know what I'm saying? If he doesn't like you, he just doesn't like you. It's not like he's big time you. He just don't care for you. And he's one of those guys I can truly say that I can say he's a great, great dude. No, I'm not going to say few. There's a lot of great dudes in the NFL, but he's definitely one of the great dudes.
Yeah, I agree. And he really is, as he said, he's in his prime, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I know he's been in the league 10 years, but he's playing better than he ever played. It's got to be a tough call for guys like that and Kelsey. Like, you are balancing, like, I'm still crushing it, but I also want to be able to sit back and just enjoy how hard I've worked. It's a really tough balance. A lot of guys don't get to make that choice, Barrett.
Guys, I'm telling you this.
Yeah.
I played 12 years in NFL, and during that time, it wasn't until my last 2 years that I really sat back and started thinking about what was going on in my life at the time.
Hmm.
Like, I'm playing in the NFL. I'm playing with people would sell their firstborn to do.
Right.
And I played it for 12 years. And during that time, I never really, because I was like, all right, well, I'm playing, let me, I got to work. I never took advantage of looking at the process. It was always being in the process, focused, and staying where I am, making sure I'm playing to the top of my ability, making sure I'm crossing all of my T's and dotting all my I's. I'm making sure I'm never late to a meeting. I'm not enjoying the process of my labor. I'm not enjoying what's going on around me, because to me it was always, all right, what have you done for me lately? I'm gonna be out here. I'm always looking over my back instead of looking around, instead of looking, what's going on behind me, trying to make sure nobody's trying to backstab me. I should have been thinking, all right, look what's going on around me. I'm in this locker room every day with the greatest athletes in the world, great friends, great people, great coaching staffs, a great organization. I'm in Pittsburgh eating fish every Sunday with the owner, because it's about Catholics. He's asking me about my family, I never really took a serious look at what went on. It was my 10th year, my 11th year that I won a Super Bowl. So I'm sitting back like, wow, I'm about to go play the Super Bowl. But it wasn't until halfway through the season that it really dawned on me, like, yeah, we got an opportunity. We got a serious chance, because the year before we had won 15. We were 15-1.
Wow.
Ben's first year.
Right.
And I went out, and went out, bought all these clothes, getting ready to go to Jacksonville for the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Getting our ass kicked by New England. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But those the type of things. I promised that next year, throughout that process, I was going to take advantage and look around and see. I actually went up to ask Jerry Rice for an autograph, and he big timed me. I said, F you from that point on. I don't like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Give me a break, bro. You ain't that big, man. I'm a player on the field with you. You can't sign her. I'm like, all right, that's cool, man.
Yeah.
Don't forget you, But
so you play in the league before the hey, let's trade jersey.
Yeah. So little things. I wanted somebody to sign a glove for me. You know what I'm saying? Or just being in those type of situations, being in that locker room, man. I sat in my locker. It's right across from Jerome Bettis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My locker mates was Jeffrey, the kicker, on one side, Casey Hampson, the nose guard, on the other side. You know what I'm saying? I'm clowning around with them every day. Mm-hmm. Joey Porter sitting, caddy corner to me. It was crazy. The chemistry in that locker room, man. Mm-hmm. So I never really took advantage of it. I should have taken advantage of it. I should have documented it more. I should have made sure that I enjoyed more of the seasons, more of the NFL process than just being within the process and have my blinders. I was like a horse with blinders on like this. I was so straightforward and trying to make sure I stay in the NFL that I couldn't see all the beauty that was on either side of me.
Yeah, hard to beat yourself up, man. Right. It turned out pretty well for you. That's for sure. If you missed any of the interview,
you got to meet me. What else?
You get to hang out with Gunner. You wouldn't be here with Gunner unless.
There you go.
Just go to jacobsports.com. You can catch the interview in its entirety if you missed any of it, or just go to Jacob Sports YouTube channel. Either way, you can watch the whole interview. By the way, Sheil Kapadia tomorrow. We're looking forward to hanging out and talking to Sheil as well. All right, let's sneak one in. Come back. We're going to do a couple things, guys. Underrated Eagles this year. That could include coaches, and also take a look at Jalen Hurts. Is there any reason for concern? We'll dig into that also. So, Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks, Gunner, great get by the way. Derek Gunn, Barrett Brooks. I am Rob Ellis. We are Sports Take, Jacob Sports YouTube Network. I'm going to tell you right now about Pro Action Restoration. Yes, Pro Action Restoration. They are the people to call if you've experienced the inconvenience of water, fire, smoke, mold damage to your property, you name it. They can handle it. They're on call 24 hours, 7 days a week. And they don't just say that, they mean it. I called them on a Saturday. They got right out to my parents' house. They cleaned up what was a messy situation. The price was right. The crew was clean. It was a great situation. They're licensed, bonded, fully insured. They've been serving the tri-state area for more than 2 decades. Pro Action will work in conjunction with your insurance company. So again, it could be water, it could be fire, it could be smoke, it could be mold remediation, it could be something you're not really sure about. Just reach out to them. Give them a call, 610-623-3760, 623-3760, or online at proactionrestoration.com. That's proactionrestoration.com.